It's fascinating, isn't it, how sometimes we can get caught in a web of thoughts and feelings, a pattern that seems to define us in ways we don't always understand. Imagine for a moment a beautiful, intricate tapestry, woven with threads of experience, belief and emotions, some of which are heavy, dark, and heavy without doubt, and others shining with the light of possibility. It's easy to think, I'm stuck here. This is the way it'll always be. And yet, what if there's another way? You see, beliefs, they're like glasses you wear, and the world looks different through them. So imagine those glasses for a moment, as a lens that distorts things, focusing too much on certain things, like feelings of not being enough, or not having done enough, or believing you're less than others. But do you realise those glasses, they can be changed? They can. And even in a single moment, just a shift, a tiny change in perspective, could open up a world of possibility. You may have thought time has passed you by. There's no way to turn things around. The being stuck is your identity. And yet, have you ever noticed that things can change in an instant? It's true. Just think of how quickly your mind can turn a thought from a negative to a positive. And just like that, the pattern shifts. What if in this moment you could start noticing something different about yourself? Noticing how your journey has shaped you, and that everything you've been through has brought you to this exact point, right now, where you're learning and growing and evolving every day. And you might even wonder, what if I've wasted time? And I'd invite you to ask yourself, how could you possibly have wasted time when you've been learning, experiencing, and becoming more aware of who you are? Even in those times that felt painful or confusing. When you think about it, all of those moments are part of the process. You see, time, it isn't just a linear measure. It's an opportunity for transformation. And the very fact that you're asking questions, wondering if something can be different, it shows how much you're already opening up to the idea that things don't have to be the same. So when you feel that sense of unworthiness, or that doubt about your value, what if you simply pause for a moment and ask yourself, who says, who decided that? And in that pause, you can realize, perhaps for the first time, that you get to decide. You're not the sum of past mistakes or any limited idea of yourself. You're so much more than that. You can begin seeing yourself as a person with the power to create change, to evolve, and to step into a different kind of future. In fact, just by being here, exploring these thoughts, you're already on the path to something incredible. You've an innate wisdom, a deep inner strength that perhaps you've not fully tapped into yet, but it's there ready to support you, to lead you to the next chapter. Imagine how you can start to use this inner strength, this untapped power, to gently shift your beliefs and let go of the old ones that have held you back. Like heavy, unnecessary baggage, let them fall away effortlessly, like leaves from a tree in autumn. It's easy to think that loneliness is a permanent state, isn't it? What if loneliness wasn't your destiny? What if in truth it's simply a signal that something inside you is yearning for connection, and that connection can start with yourself? You see, when you truly accept yourself, yes, exactly as you are, something magical happens. The way you interact with others changes, and as you open up to the possibility of self-compassion, others are naturally drawn to that energy. And as for respect, love and admiration, let's notice something for a moment. Those qualities, they don't come from being perfect. They don't come from having everything figured out. They come from being real, from being genuine, from being true to yourself. You might not always feel it, but deep down, there's a unique, irreplaceable value in you that can't be measured by external standards. So imagine how different your experience of the world could be if you began to see yourself not through a lens of fear or shame, but through a lens of appreciation for who you really are. Yes, even with all the imperfections and struggles, because those things, they make you beautifully human. What if in this moment you allowed yourself to embrace a deep, unshakable belief that you're worthy, worthy of love, worthy of respect, worthy of admiration, worthy of every beautiful thing life has to offer? And imagine, just for a moment, how that simple belief could begin to shift everything. How your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions, they could all align with the truth of your worthiness. You know, when you begin to understand that everything you've ever experienced has been part of your growth, you can begin to see even the things you once thought were failures or missed opportunities, they are in fact stepping stones. As you take that understanding with you, you begin to realise the best is yet to come. The future is full of possibilities, and you're the one who gets to shape it. Because after all, you're far more powerful than you may have believed. And with each step, you can release old patterns, old beliefs, and embrace something entirely new. Letting go of the idea that you're stuck in a place of limitation, and opening up to the reality that everything you need to create a life filled with connection, joy, and fulfillment is already within you. Every breath, every thought, every action is just another opportunity to step closer to the truth of who you are. And the truth is, you're worthy of all the good that's on its way to you. And as you find yourself here listening to these words, drifting effortlessly into a space where time itself seems to stretch and bend, you may begin to notice sometimes the mind naturally drifts towards thoughts that limit you, holding you in a place that feels heavy. But yet, have you ever wondered what would happen if in the midst of those thoughts you could simply shift your focus? It's almost like a light turning on in a dark room, revealing something new, something surprising, something unexpected. And as you listen, something inside you begins to stir, a quiet knowing that all the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are, about what you've been through, they might not be the full truth. What if the most powerful part of you, it's hidden just beneath the surface, waiting to emerge? Can you feel that shift already? Like a soft breeze moving through the trees, gently stirring something inside that knows you're so much more than you've allowed yourself to believe. So consider for a moment the idea that everything you experienced, everything that's felt difficult or overwhelming, has been preparing you for something greater. Imagine how, in the very moment you felt broken, there was actually a part of you that was healing, growing stronger, more resilient. Can you sense how those past experiences, even the ones that felt like losses, that have already begun to form a foundation for something extraordinary to arise within you? And what if, instead of seeing these moments as wasted time, you could see them as stepping stones, each one, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant? It's like a brushstroke on the canvas of your life, contributing to the masterpiece in progress. And as you begin to see yourself through this new lens, the idea of being too late or not enough becomes something foreign, something you no longer need to carry. And instead you start to realise everything you need is right here inside you, just waiting to be unlocked. The thought of feeling unworthy, of not deserving love, respect, or admiration, what if that's simply a whisper from the past, one that you no longer need to listen to? Imagine as a small distant voice, barely audible now, as you begin to step into the truth of your worthiness. Can you feel how much lighter your body feels as you allow yourself to fully embrace this truth, that you are deserving of all the love and respect the world has to offer? And just as you recognise this truth, you might notice a deeper shift, one that begins at the core of who you are and radiates outward. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I'm not enough, you can pause, and instead of focusing on the doubt, you can notice how that moment, it's actually an opportunity to affirm the truth of your being. You're enough. You've always been enough. Can you imagine how different it would feel to step into every situation with this deep, unshakable knowing, this quiet confidence that you're already worthy just as you are? And as you breathe in this truth, something inside you begins to expand, like a flower opening its petals to the warmth of the sun. What if the idea of wasting time no longer had power over you? What if instead you saw every moment, every day, as an invitation to grow, to learn, and to transform? The very fact that you're here now, hearing these words, it's proof You're already in the process of change. You're already stepping into a new phase of life, one where everything you need is becoming clearer, more accessible and within reach. It's almost as if the universe itself is whispering to you, reminding you that time is not a trap but a gift, that every moment brings you closer to the best version of yourself. And think about how, when you start seeing your life in this new light, the idea of loneliness begins to dissolve. Can you see how the need for external validation, whether from others or from yourself, starts to fade away? Because you, in this very moment, you're becoming the source of your own validation. You're beginning to realize you don't need to wait for someone else's approval, because you've already given it to yourself. You're learning how to create connections from a place of inner strength. And as you do, those connections, they begin to deepen, to expand, to flow effortlessly. You might even notice how the things that once seemed like obstacles or challenges, they're actually stepping stones that elevate you, each one showing you more about your own power, your own potential. The more you allow yourself to believe in your worth, the more you see every experience you have had has contributed to making you the person that you are today. You no longer need to hold onto the old beliefs of shame or unworthiness, because you already moved past them. And with each breath, every subtle shift, you're moving further away from the story that says you've wasted time, that you're less than, that you're alone. And in their place, a new story is being written, one where you're empowered, capable, and deserving of everything that life has to offer. You're the creator of your own narrative, and the path ahead is full of possibilities, full of new beginnings, full of joy. In fact, imagine now how your world could change if every day you embraced this new understanding. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of excitement, knowing the best is yet to come. How would it feel to wake up every day, feeling grateful for where you are, knowing every moment is a chance to grow, to love, to connect, and to step deeper into your own potential? Can you see how, in every area of your life, these new beliefs, they begin to take root, like seeds planted in rich soil, growing effortlessly, blossoming in ways you may have never expected? Can you feel the power of those seeds growing within you, creating a sense of peace, of confidence, of true self-love that radiates outward into everything you do? And now, as you continue to relax, as you continue to breathe, imagine how this process is unfolding within you, effortlessly, naturally, as though it's always been a part of you, just waiting to be revealed. And with every breath you take, every thought you think, you're becoming more and more aligned with the truth of who you are, worthy, capable, and ready for all the wonderful things that life has in store for you. This is your new story, the one that begins now, the one that fills you with excitement, peace, and an unshakable belief in your own potential. It's a story that you're writing, a story that unfolds beautifully, effortlessly, with so much joy, and you know deep within that you have everything it takes to create the life you've always dreamed of.